Hillary Clinton winning big last night. Winning big even in California. A historic night. Yeah, I had to turn off some of the campaign coverage. I was watching CNN. And even Fox was dabbling in the historic. Oh, it's a historic night. Everyone, it's such a historic night for Hillary Clinton. And okay, fine. I guess it's historic. But just give me a break. I mean, you only have to mention it once an hour. Okay? Once an hour for the reset. I'll give that to the news channels. But there was a time when Anderson Cooper, I think he said historic every other word for a span of 30 seconds. I mean, it was that bad. A historic night of historic consequence of historic days of an historic election of historic. Oh, it's like, okay, just stop it. The Democrats have elevated a corrupt liar. That's who they have elevated. They have elevated a woman who is one of the most disliked and dishonest politicians that we have seen in years. Don't act like, this is some great politician, some great woman who stepped on stage and is ready to be president of the United States. You heard that last night, too. From somebody, it was more from the Democratic strategist, that Hillary Clinton will be, what did I hear? Hillary Clinton will be the most well-prepared person to ever be president of the United States. So what has she done? She hasn't done anything. She hasn't accomplished anything. Well, let me rephrase that. She did win a couple of elections. She did marry Bill. She stayed married to Bill. She renamed a highway. And I think she renamed a park. So she has done a few things. I don't want to take those away from her. Oh, yeah. She also was able to hide a few things from the public. We'll put it that way. She was able to intimidate the hell out of women. But besides that, how is she ready to be president of the United States? I don't see it. So Hillary Clinton, she's the nominee. Bernie Sanders says that he will continue to fight and will continue to challenge Hillary Clinton. I don't see that happening. I think that Bernie Sanders, he is scheduled to meet with Barack Obama on Thursday. And I think after that meeting, maybe on Friday, maybe by Monday. Now, next Tuesday is the Washington, D.C. primary. But I think he's done before that. There's already some reports out that he's going to be laying off staff. So Hillary's it. Hillary's the nominee. It's Hillary versus Trump. And some folks like Hugh Hewitt, they are ready for the Republican delegates to dump Trump at the convention. I don't see it happening. And even if it happened, I don't see how it goes well. While I'm not a fan of Trump, I'm really not a fan of Hillary. And while I'm not a fan of Trump, everyone had their chance. If you were a Cruz supporter, if you were a Rubio supporter, if you were a Perry or Walker or, okay, fine, Jeb supporter, you had your chance. You had a shot. That's what the primary is for. You had an opportunity. And for Ted Cruz, he had a lot of opportunities and he couldn't put it away. He couldn't rally Republicans to his side. Now, granted, there might be some Republicans today who are standing out there going, I really wish we would have rallied towards Ted Cruz's side. Yeah, maybe. Maybe there's some of them going, really wish Marco Rubio would have stayed in this thing. Maybe. But that's in the past. You got to move on. Doesn't mean that Donald Trump can't be criticized. He can. But last night, and I saw the headline flashing up on Fox News, on the Fox News channel, Donald Trump changes his tone. He did. Last night he did. Now, will he keep it up? Probably not. But last night's speech, where he went after Hillary Clinton, was a good speech. It wasn't great, but it was very good. It was the speech people like me, maybe people like some of you out there, it was the speech you needed to hear. And it's the speech you need to hear. It's the speech Donald Trump needs to give over and over and over and over again. Trump in his speech also announced that he'll be giving another speech on Monday. And this was brilliant. Whoever wrote the speech last night, and Donald Trump, who has made fun of politicians for reading off of teleprompters, he was reading a teleprompter. And I'm sure there were people in his campaign going, this is why you read off of a teleprompter. Because he sounded good. Did he sound presidential? Maybe. But he sounded like a principled businessman who just is running for president and just got the party nomination. He sounded good. And it was a brilliant speech because it's going to have people talking the rest of this week. It's going to have the liberals freaking out. Because he said, hey, on Monday, guess what? Got a little bit of a speech planned on Monday, and it's all about Hillary. And you know, over at the Clinton campaign headquarters, they perked up a little bit. Trump said, quote, I'm going to give a major speech, probably Monday of next week. We're going to be discussing all of the things that have taken place with the Clintons. Oh, boy. I think you're going to find it very informative and very, very interesting. I wonder if the press will want to attend. Who knows? Hillary Clinton turned the state. Then he gave a little bit of a preview, okay? Hillary Clinton turned the State Department into her private hedge fund. The Russians, the Saudis, the Chinese all gave money to Bill and Hillary and got favorable treatment in return. It's a sad day in America when foreign governments with deep pockets have more influence in our own country than our own great citizens. Oh, that's good. See, that is what we need to be hearing from Donald Trump. The reason we need to hear that, we don't need to hear about Trump University. No one cares about Trump University. I guarantee you, with all the controversy that's gone on with Trump University in November, no one will be thinking about what Donald Trump said. They won't care. This stuff that he will say on Monday, and here's the part where you have to kind of love Trump. There are things he will bring up that I guarantee you Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, especially Jeb, especially Lindsey Graham, especially Scott Walker, none of these guys would ever touch. No, I'm not going to go there. Don't want to bring that up. That's too hot. We can't do that. That's controversial. That's controversial. That was in books. We can't talk about it. That was in books. It was Hillary throwing ashtrays at Bill. We can't bring that up. Allegations that Hillary threw punches at Bill Clinton, hit him in the eye. We can't talk. No, we don't want to bring that up. That was in a book by a Secret Service agent. We don't want to talk about that. This is how Donald Trump can win. He will bring up the things that no one else will bring up. Now, you will have those on the left who will say, he's a crank. Look out. He's bringing up conspiracy theories. Is he? Because he can start bringing out witnesses. He can start bringing out women. He can start bringing out the allegations. He can go on a book tour with this Secret Service agent who says, hey, I saw a lot between Bill and Hillary. Yeah. Donald Trump could read passages from the book. And that's the Donald Trump that will get Republicans fired up. That's the Donald Trump that will get the Mitch McConnells, the Paul Ryans, the Ted Cruzes. That will get them on board. Again, they may not trust Donald Trump. And I don't completely trust Donald Trump at all. But when it comes to taking down Hillary Clinton, this is the number one issue in the election, is taking down Hillary Clinton. You've got to protect the Supreme Court, and you do so by taking down Hillary Clinton. And if Donald Trump can stay on the message of unity, which he did last night, he reached out to Republicans saying, hey, I'm not going to let you down. I understand how important this is to carry the mantle of the Republican Party. I understand it. I get it. I promise you, I won't let you down. That was Trump trying to reach out. Whether you believe it or not, that's his attempt at reaching out to Republicans. His attempt at reaching out to Paul Ryan, to Marco Rubio, to Ted Cruz. It's almost a, hey, I screwed up this past weekend, my bad. Trust me, I know how important this is. I know how important the party is. I know how important this race is of taking down Hillary Clinton and winning the White House. You can trust me. And watch me speak here. And it was a pretty good speech. In fact, the only people that I see really dissing the speech are people who are going to be dissing Donald Trump no matter what. You had Hugh Hewitt on this morning on his show who was saying that, the delegates at the convention need to dump Donald Trump. And then he was also saying, oh, well, parts of Donald Trump's speech, it had me cringing. Where? I think some people's bias and hatred of Trump, it clouds their vision of, there are some things that Donald Trump will say that are 100% right and dead on and greatness. And then on the flip side, there are some people who absolutely are in love with the guy, clouds their vision for sometimes he says some really stupid stuff. But if he keeps doing what he did last night, I'll tell you this, I'll feel fine going into November. I'm going to feel real good. If he stays on message like he did last night, I'm going to feel real good about his chances against Hillary Clinton in November.